situation that happened in Michigan where Rusty, and I'd qualified fairly well that day, and I was running pretty good. Well, Saturday practice, we were out there and running, and Rusty got on the inside of me going in one, and got into me, and I went up and hit the wall, and messed my car up pretty bad, and I was so mad because, and I was in the same situation as Mark Martin was one year when I lost it and got into Martin. We both wrecked, but Rusty didn't wreck, and I got in the wall, and I got back to the garage area, and I got out of the car. I drove the car about half in the garage area, wrecked up, and I got out of the car, and I went straight to Rusty, and I got into his face and grabbed him by the thing, and I was mad at him. Mad at him, but it was like, I didn't need this to happen, It wasn't like, goddamn, why'd you wreck me?
Right.
It was like, I didn't need this to happen, I was having a tough, I think it was in 99, I was having a tough time qualifying for races. People was on your ass about, racing or whatever, and we had done fairly well qualifying, and we felt pretty good about our race situation, and then Frick would get wrecked, and I was just, I'm more frustrated with the whole situation than I was at Red, because I know in my heart whether he slipped and got into me or whether he just got into him, he didn't do it intentionally. I wouldn't want him to do it intentionally. And it's sort of like the thing that happened to me when Terry at Bristol. Things happen, and sometimes you don't control them or can't control them. And it just happened, and he couldn't control it.
Right.
But I grabbed him, and got all upset, and got up in his face, and then walked away, and it was all to it. And I went to him the next morning, and I said to Rusty, I was frustrated about everything, about my car, about everything. And just don't take that personally. He said, man, I didn't. He said, I know you tore up. He said, I didn't mean to wreck you too. And I said, yeah, enough said. So we go past that stuff. He threw a water bottle at me at Bristol one day.
I remember that. But
so I've had discussions with guys in garage areas, practice, on several occasions. Jeff Bodine and I had a couple of words, after some practices and things in the garage area. But we get through that. And if we can get through it with at least some conversation to at least acknowledge each other and get through it, I think we have stronger respect for each other, or at least respect that he did come and say something to me, or I did go to him and try to say something to him, and it was at least discussed for that moment, and then you can put it behind you that way. But if you don't say nothing, and you don't go apologize, or you don't have someone come apologize to you, then it's a situation where it's in your mind, and you may be racing, or you may be in a situation, or they may be in a situation, and it crosses their mind, and then something else happens. But see, it's like Wallace and I, the thought process is, you don't want to get in a fight with Dale Earnhardt. You'd rather keep your teeth. You'd rather, Well, I don't know that I'd get all violent, but pushed into the corner or pushed into the situation, yes, I can get violent. Well, I have gotten violent in my time.
I remember the incident where
What to do, and I did catch him, and ended up finding out it was a guy that I knew that worked on my farm, that worked on my bulldozer, and that was very upsetting.
Yeah.
So you showed up with a cast on you. New York. Let's get through this, because it's going to be,
about you, not about Bill.
Well, you got to talk to other people about whether I'm nice or not.
Well, but that's the other Dale Earnhardt that a lot of people don't see is away from the track, and you're a different person, really.
All I want, I want a lot out of life, but I try to be fair with my friends, my employees, my family, and when you're fair with someone, then you're showing them respect, you're showing them, friendship, help out if you can, whatever. So I just try to be fair, and I've done things for people, and I'm not the kind of guy to go out here and do something for somebody and want somebody to write about it. I'm the kind of guy to go out here and do something for somebody and just know that they were better off because I helped them.
Right.
And that's enough.
But there's another side of you. What I'm getting at is there is another side of you that a lot of people don't see, because that's kind of the private side of you.
Yeah. In the family, we go and do and stay to ourselves a little bit. But, you know, things, you know, Neil Bond and I were good friends, and we did things together and never had to really talk to each other, ask questions or anything. And that's the way I am with my family. Teresa and I read Teresa pretty good. I know when she's happy or something's bothering her or if she's needing something or whatever. And it's just, I care a lot about my family, care a lot about friends, try to help friends, try to help family. I got a lot of people who depend on me when it comes to business, everything, so that big job. Because of the commitment I made with Richard and GM Goodwin, and over the years, and as my teams have evolved and became, I think, good race teams and developed good things out of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, I still have that. I mean, I'm driving with the children, and there's times and I see my cars, and I think there's sometimes maybe have an advantage here or there over what I'm doing, but then there's times when I have an advantage over them, and I'm comfortable with Richard and what I'm doing, and I think I said it, and I think I can. I think I'll honor it and hold true is that when I step out of a race car, I'll step out of that 3, and that'll be the last race car I drive. I don't think I'll drive for myself. Are you surprised at what GEI's grown in the last 5 years? Yes, I'm very proud of it too. I mean, very overwhelmed sometimes by it because of the number of people and the growth of it, but very proud of it. Very proud of everybody it took to put it together, to help it grow. My team's crew chiefs, engine guys, I mean, I can name names after names, and I wish everybody's name could get mentioned. But you take Richie Gilmore and Jim Gamache in our engine departments. Those two guys have really helped build that thing, make it what it is, as far as the power and the consistency and not any problems. And then, of course, Paul Andrews has helped me build the rest of the Cup teams from back. Philippe Lopez, which is not with me anymore, but it was a great start, which I'd make sure he's mentioned. But the early days, before the Cup teams, it was Tony Erie and Ron Hornaday and Jeff Green and Steve Park and all these guys that helped start that Busch team and that truck team that grew into a West Cup team, and it has come to where it is today. And adding the third team with Michael and Scott Eggleston, Michael Waltrip and Scott Eggleston is, I think, going to be a good situation. So they're starting to understand. They're working really strong as a team, and they're feeding off each other to make each other better. And it's just been really a good situation. I'm very, very proud. My wife is. I think she's the one that's really sacrificed the most for his time away from her personal things and time away from family to work and make decisions and go through contracts and go through agreements and do things for the teams to make that happen as anybody. Takes a lot of people.
Where did you get your business training?
Teresa. Because I got the education and scholarship from the School of Hard Knocks and Street Smarts. I mean, I never owned a business before, we bought the dealership, and I had a great guy, Tom Johnson, that's helped me through that and being a partner in that. But you look at it, and it comes down to everything's a team effort. It takes people to make it happen. I can't win a race without a great team. I can't have a business without great employees and great support and people behind you. So it's a big team effort. It's not anything that, hey, I did this or I did that. It's we did this. And I maybe set it in motion or maybe started it in a direction. But you got a lot of people here that's going in that same direction with you to make it all happen. So for one man to say, I did this, it's bullshit. It's a whole lot of us that we did this. that made it happen.
But there's a lot of stuff that are in contracts that is just so, legalese and stuff. And
but it's still surrounding yourself with good people, getting good advice, or at least understanding it. And Teresa's got a unique knack for getting into a contract and understanding it. She doesn't understand the contract. She calls her, associates that, like Brooke Lupo with Austin and Bird, and she'll get them to clarify something for her and make her help her understand it. And then she'll go back and she'll understand that contract and maybe change some verbiage in there to where it works good for both of us. Yeah. And I've learned a lot of that from her, but still it's basically down to her to get through those contracts and stuff and understand them. But making decisions on do we need to stay in truck racing, I felt like it was a situation we needed to focus with our truck teams. Then it came to time, do we need to stay in bush racing? Financially, it was a smarter decision to go cup racing.
Right.
Because of all our resources and everything tied to it. So making those decisions are tough because I grew in bush racing and was real strong in bush racing over the years. But to look at the future and the long term of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, I had to make that decision, and it makes our teams and our company stronger to be stand on one platform rather than trying to stand on two.
I had somebody tell me that you were one of the first people in NASCAR to recognize the marketing potential.
Well, it was basically just the control of your trademark. In 1984, I was unhappy about the way things were going and not having control of what they were making or who was making it or who was selling it or how it was being sold. And I worked hard to get my rights and everything through the 80s, and in 86, 87 got my rights. In 88 had total control of my rights with Richard and Goodwrench and everybody, and at that point it was souvenirs wasn't a big deal.
No.
But it became a big business.
Yeah, well,
and big part of it. But it goes back, and they still make them same mistakes they made then and are making them every day, and it's just making too much, not being discreet enough about what you do, not caring about the product, design, product that the fans buy. At the end of the day, if them fans are happy and excited about what's going on, they're going to buy your product. If they buy a product that's great and they don't fall apart on them, they're going to probably buy another product. But if they buy something that's going to fall apart or fade out and not be able to read it or whatever, probably not going to be around. But it's just basics. That's basics.
But, I mean, the idea of what...
Yeah, I can tell you, it's all 9 Teresa Houston Earnhardt. That's where it came from.
The idea of the collectibles and all that, I mean, you were a forerunner in that area.
Yeah, but if they don't, I'm telling you, if they don't go back and look and see what got them here, they won't be able to stay here. It's like a lot of things. It's like things that happen. You can't be the official this of Dale Earnhardt or NASCAR if you got too many official thises or that's.
Right.
I mean, it's just tough. And Goodwrench has made this statement several times. If we have to compete against other products for you, then you're not worth what for us. You're not worth it for us. Fortunately, our strong points then with the dealers and the GM parts, service parts people, so GM and Goodwrench has been strong throughout our association.